Hey, welcome to day three of Cybersecurity Month. Today we're talking about vulnerabilities and the vulnerability database hosted by NIST. So, really quick, what is a vulnerability? It's a flaw in a piece of software or a weakness. So, a lot of times, software is man-made. There's going to be problems with it. There's going to be things that were not necessarily planned for that people find that do bad stuff. So, NIST is kind enough to host a vulnerability database that lets us look up that kind of information. Traditionally, when we think of vulnerabilities, we're thinking about vulnerability management, where we scan a network, we say, "Hey, here are the bad things." We might be using a tool like Nesys or Tenable or something like that, OpenVAS, any of the tools that are out there. But one other way to think about vulnerabilities is understanding the impact or a company's history with them before implementing their solutions, and that's where the NVD is really helpful. Say you're planning on rolling out a new piece of software, and one of the things you want to look into is how have they handled vulnerabilities in the past? Have they had a lot of them? Have they been quick to remediate them? What was their history like? And the NVD is very powerful in that context because they give you this cool search engine where you can go through and you can kind of hone in on what you're looking for. You can sort by, CVSS level. In this case, I'm just going to look for critical information, but you can search by high, medium, low, whatever you're looking for. You can search by attack vector, even complexity of attacks, privileges of attacks, anything you're kind of looking for, and or which part of the CIA triad it's kind of impacting. You can search by vendors. I already plugged in Adobe there. And if you really want to drive into it, you can look into the exact version of software and all that stuff. So it's very, very helpful. So say if we're planning on, implementing an Adobe tool and we wanted to know how Adobe is fared as far as vulnerability, remediation has kind of been concerned, we could punch in the search and if we it looks like in the first quarter of the year they had a couple of high priority things. That's to be expected. They're a huge company, and we can click into these and sort of understand what exactly was the vulnerability, what was impacted by it, and all the other information associated with it. What configs were impacted from the vendor, and some other links to additional resources. So very, very handy tool. Get familiar with it. If your role is as a sysadmin or you help select tools or you're just working with vendors often, this is a very good place to kind of get some information related to vulnerabilities for those things. And it should be part of your selection criteria when you're picking new tools. All right, stay safe, everyone. Keep joining us. We have a lot more to go before the end of Cybersecurity Month, and we'll probably mix some other content in along the way as well. Have a great one.